Hello everyone, a very good morning to all of you students. This is Assistant Professor Ishani Trivedi from LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology. Regarding the session of the subject Construction, Equipment and Automation. Now students, you know that we have been discussing the different types of drones in the previous session. We talked about how different types of drones are specifically used in the construction activities. We also discussed about the different applications of the drone technology or the drone photogrammetry, how it is applied and in which fields of construction, in which activities of construction you can apply. Although the drones have a large of construction applications, we are going to talk about the certain specific important ones, that are the different types of surveys which can be carried out using the drones. The main important feature of the drones is the aerial photogrammetry, which we are supposed to carry out for any kind of survey works. So now in today's session we are going to discuss about the different applications of the drone technology, that is the different types of surveys. You can also mention the specific applications, and you can also mention all these things as the different types of surveys carried out using the drones. Now the first survey which we are going to talk about is the most standard, the most common type of survey which has to be carried out in any kind of construction activity at any place in the world. The first one being the type of the survey is the building survey. Now students, if I talk about the building survey, meaning we are going to carry out the survey for the existing buildings, right? Not just for the existing buildings, you can also carry out the survey works during the ongoing construction. You can monitor the site activities, project monitoring can be done, project management can be done, different type of supervision works can be done regarding the materials, the construction activities, the safety of labor. Lots of applications can be carried out using the drone survey. Now the specific which we are talking right now is the building survey. It is important to note down that whenever you want to carry out the building survey, then you will have to carry around all of the different angles to take the photographs of the building and then carry out the assessment. So in short, building surveys are generally carried out to take the physical assessment of the building, its various amenities, its facilities, its rear end, its front end, its top, that is the roof. All of these things can be assessed physically with the help of drone technology. Now let us discuss about the same particularly in a little bit of depth. Almost every building survey of the building requires the visibility of the roof of the building. So now students, here we are going to apply the concepts of photogrammetry. We have studied about the vertical photograph, we have studied about the oblique photographs, we have different types of definitions are studied regarding the aerial camera. So I suppose you remember all of these things, and now they will be applied over here. So we require the photograph of the roof in any kind of building survey to assess its technical conditions and to assess any kind of defects or failures. You can also carry out the structural health monitoring survey. This will be kind of one type of building survey, but it will be different. So here ascent to the roof is complicated, meaning to move upwards, right? To go upwards, to go to the top of the roof is complicated. Sometimes you may require to use the scaffolding or the shoring, the temporary works or structures on which the workers can go manually and carry out the work, which also proves to be unsafe and dangerous in certain work environments when we are talking about the tall structures. So in these cases, the best solution for us will be the using of the drones. So ultimately you are decreasing the risk and you are increasing the safety of the workers as well. You are also carrying out the automation part where the less number of workers will be required and you can carry out using only one skilled operator. And then the images, the aerial images which you are going to cover can be downloaded, and then you can create the 3D models of the particular area. Here you can see the image. This can be done using the laser scanning as well, how a full overview or the elevation of the building is carried out using the drones. This can be an example of the oblique photographs as well, and all the photographs can be stitched together and make a full model of the particular area. This is how the worker is going to carry out the drone operation. So use of a small drone in these cases can save the time, it can save the cost, it can reduce the danger to the workers, as I discussed already. Now let us move forward. So let us talk about the concept regarding the survey to carry out with the help of drones. So here I am taking an example. This is a real-time example which I have taken over here. So it says that we can see that on the left, over here in this portion we can see that the vertical photograph is taken, and in this portion we can see over here on the right side aerial images, that is the oblique photographs are taken. You know the difference between the vertical photograph and oblique photograph. There is a detailed explanation in my previous sessions. So here it says that the vertical photographs will be taken with the help of overlapping of these strips. We have studied about the overlap. We have discussed that how it is beneficiary to us. So here with the help of overlapping of the flight strips, the full vertical view of the roof or the top of the building is carried out using the vertical photographs, and the other side of the building, that is the sides and the elevation, is carried out using the oblique photographs. We can see over here. So how was this carried out? It says the vertical aerial photographic coverage, that is the left portion of the roof, is normally taken as a series of overlapping flight strips. We know what is overlap. So overall time for automatic mode in this case was 3 minutes, meaning for 3 minutes of period of time it was going to take number of the predefined flights which was given to the drone in automatic mode, and within 3 minutes it had taken almost 100 aerial images of that particular place. Similarly, for the oblique aerial images, the manual mode was used, because in manual mode you are going to have to take the photograph with the help of operating controls. Here in the vertical photography, overlapping can be done very easily, so it becomes automatic mode. But here it was focused on the building's facade, that was created in manual mode. The process is about the pilot's practical and personal experiences. So a skilled operator will be required to perform this work. So 950 aerial images were created in the distance from the building, approximately of 10 to 15 meters in 3 altitude levels. You are going to have to also talk about the angle which you are taking, the oblique, high oblique or low oblique photograph with different angles and altitudes in 3 different levels. The work was taken. So the comprehensive data of both of these things together, when the map was created for the work which was done for 2 hours, and 1050 aerial images were created in all overall to carry out the building survey using the drones. Now, next we are going to talk about the land survey using the drones. Now, if I talk about the land survey, then there will be plenty of purposes. You can carry out for the highway construction purpose. If you want to carry out the large scale land survey for irrigation purpose, to monitor the area for soil erosion, to monitor the area for weathering process, for the animal monitoring as well, the cattle monitoring. There are plenty of works for which you can carry out the land survey. Now when we are talking about the land survey at a very large scale, right, if you want to carry out for a very huge area in terms of kilometer square, say for example for highway construction, then the land surveys can be carried out with much ease, less cost and in less time using the drones. So here, if you want to plan the large scale and complex construction project, you need a topographical map, right? So now sometimes it may happen that the topographic map which is prepared manually, it may reveal some design errors as well, but with the help of drones, huge accuracy can be achieved and you can make the topographic map of the area. This is how, this is an example of an oblique photograph being taken over here, and this is an example of a fixed wing drone which is covering the area for land survey. And here you can also see overlap is being carried out, vertical photographs are being taken. This is your concept. This is a real-time example that how the work is done. So next we are going to talk about the use of the drones in land survey is very effective. So it says that drones survey vast acres of land can be carried out. The survey can be carried out in just 15 to 30 minutes. You can imagine how short duration of time this is, and the teams can use the different software, the photogrammetry software, and carry out the work and make the models of the site. So high quality aerial images produced by drones can be used to create the three-dimensional models of the surface. There will be lots of imagery outputs for the drones, some being the DSM, that is the digital surface model, or DTM, that is digital terrain model. We are going to talk about the complete drone output imagery in upcoming sessions. For now, you can understand that these two are the types of models which can be created for the area. So large amount of data is stored over here. It is carried out, and you can make this work very much easier. They also ensure the project time, budget, and accuracy. So overall, you are going to have lots of advantages. Next, we are going to talk about the third type of survey, that is underwater survey. Just like you can carry out the survey work on the land, above the land, right, above the sea level. Similarly, you can also carry out the survey works under the water, below the sea level. Now you know that there are various concepts already available by which you can you can prepare the underwater survey maps, underwater topographical maps, and different details of the seabed can be carried out using the same. You also know about the sonar system, which uses the ultrasound waves. With the help of the ship, the sound waves are sent to the seabed, and as soon as it strikes with the seabed, it is going to get reflected and it will be recorded in the receiver. We are going to have a transducer and receiver as well, and this is how you can find out the distance, right? You can find out what is the depth of the seabed from that particular level by knowing the velocity of the sound waves which you are sending for a particular period of time. Time can be noted down. So this is how you carry out the sonar system using the Navy ships. Now we are going to talk about carrying out the survey works also for other purposes, like the dredging work, the quantity of material to be dredged out, the divers which go inside and carry out this survey work. Instead of that, to carry out the detailed survey of the underwater for constructing the structures like bridge piers or columns or underwater structures, or say jetty or any kind of marine structures, then for that purpose nowadays drones are used, right? So instead of sending an expensive diverse team inside, instead of carrying out the ROV operator, that is remote area vehicle operating system, whose pilot is going to charge you a very high amount. So instead of all these things, you can carry out the unmanned vehicle, that is our drones. You can use the same for the survey purpose. Now here I am showing you the traditional method of the underwater survey, where a ship is being used and the camera will be attached at its its bottom end or rear end or front end, and the ultrasound system will be attached to it. So this is going to send the ultrasound waves and it will be received back in the receiver, and then you can find out the distance, the depth, and the topographical area can also be made using the same. Here is the same example. You can see that how the the seabed is having varying elevation, and with the help of this traditional system you can carry out the survey works. So now we are going to give this a name. The underwater survey is known as hydrographic survey. Underwater survey or standard hydrographic survey are a part of the data collection process used during the dredging and maritime infrastructure works, as I discussed already, to establish the sea floor and subsea conditions and monitor the dredging accuracies. I discussed about this already. This is just put up in proper technical words. To monitor the dredging work, to carry out the dredging work, we have the standard hydrographic surveys. Now, next we have is bathymetric survey. Again, bathymetric survey is one type of underwater survey itself, but it allows us to measure the depth of the water body as well as map the underwater features of the body. So this is the difference between the hydrographic survey and the bathymetric survey. So there are multiple methods available to carry out the bathymetric survey. It has the multi-beam and single beam surveys. This is the standard method which I showed you just before some time. Then we have ADCP, that is acoustic Doppler current profiler. This is your example of an ADCP. Then we have the sub-bottom profilers and the eco mapper and autonomous underwater vehicle. This is our point of interest, the autonomous underwater vehicle, meaning the drones. We have over here, it has an ultrasound system mounted with the drones, and this drone will be floated on top of water with the help of suspended ropes, and then you can send the signals and take it back and the work can be carried out. This is our example of an autonomous underwater vehicle. Now next, underwater survey drones. See students, we have two different types of surveys which can be carried out using the drones for the underwater works. First is the bathymetric survey, which I explained to you right now. This is your example of a bathymetric survey where the drone will be moved on top of the water and the sound waves will be sent at depth of the sea. And second which we have is underwater survey drones. Now underwater survey drones means the drones will be completely inserted inside the water and it will be moving inside and taking aerial images just like the aerial photography. The same thing will be done underwater. So the special types of drones are available for carrying out the underwater surveying work. It enables more frequent inspections on the vessels. Specifically, this is useful for the ships, for the maintenance, for its safety. The inspections below the surface has been performed by expensive diver teams or ROV operator, as I said, remote location vehicle for which the pilot is going to charge you very heavy. So two types of underwater surveys can be done. First is bathymetric survey, where the drone can be moved on top of water along with the camera or the sound system inserted inside, and the second is the underwater survey drones. I am going to show you the underwater survey drones. This is your example of an underwater survey drone. Here also you can see this is just like a fish. Its shape is of a fish. You can also see that it is going to have high beam lighting system as well to carry out the aerial photography. So two types of underwater survey can be done. What are the uses? We have the flood inundation, that is the flood data, flood measuring. This can be monitored with the help of underwater survey. Contour line of streams and reservoirs to make the contour map, to carry out the checking and inspection of any kind of leakage of the underwater structures, scarring and stabilization, water quality studies, dam removal, material removal, or say if you want to carry out the demolition of the dam, then data can be gathered using the same. For biological and spillways, you know what is a spillway, for storage and fill in reservoirs and ponds. So all of these works are related to only water works, right, for the hydraulic structures. So you can carry out the different applications using the underwater drones. Next we are going to talk about the process of the underwater survey works. You are going to have to take a short overview regarding what is the exact process for carrying out the underwater survey works using the drones. So let us have a look step by step. The first which we have is prepare all the equipment and drone for the flight. I think now these steps are going to remain standard and common in any kind of survey which you are going to prepare. The difference which will come is either below the under the water or say on the ground or on the land. Next, attach a broadband sky hub and an altimeter. What is an altimeter? It measures the altitude, that is the height, right? The height above the ground level, it measures the altitude, a location, distance above the sea level. If you are using it above the ground level, then the distance above the ground level is your altitude. So you are going to attach two devices if it is not already done. Next, connect an echo sounder to the drone for the ultrasound purpose. Next, check all the equipment again, especially the level of the batteries, because this drone will be in automatic mode, and if the battery drains out, then it is going to take automatic landing and it may settle down on the seabed itself. So you have to check for it. Check the real situation and conditions of the survey, modifying the mission plans if it is necessary. So now this is a part of the business policy which we have already discussed. Check for fail-safe settings. This is the same which I said, that if the battery is going to get low, it will take automatic landing. So you have to check for the same. Next, upload the route to the drone, that is the flight, number of flights and the route of the flight which it has to perform in automatic mode. You can also fly the drone manually if the conditions are preventing an automatic mission. Next, repeat the flights if necessary, and after the landing is done, you can download the images, the aerial images from the drone, and you can take it to a photogrammetry software and carry out the modeling works. Okay students, so this covers your 3 different types of survey for today. We will discuss about the same in the next for more different types of surveys. Have a good day students. Thank you.